Okay. All right. So I'm gonna review today's um, trades that I took today, and looks like I mislabeled my trades for the 18th instead of the 17th. Um, I don't know. Maybe because I guess that makes sense to say, well, I was extra tired after looking at the market, but after I did my pre-market analysis and I was looking for longs based off of VIX. I know we gapped up, but I didn't have anywhere to really say that I needed to go short. We did have a pre-market level. Let's do this. We did have a pre-market level here at 55.0556 where price created some form of volume. If I can get this up higher, all right, price created some form of volume right here. We have some high wicks showing that price wanted to come down, and then we had some buying that pushed price up. So these were my levels. I said I had about a 10 point range, and but I was looking for longs based of how VIX was. VIX gave me this high, or these two high wicks, these high wicks at pre-market, and then it pushed down. So I was looking at the fact that, well, if price can come back up and retest, or if price can continue lower, I would be looking for longs until price got above this marker or it came down here and bounced. So I was looking for longs the entire time unless price came down here and bounced. Then I'll be looking for shorts, or VIX came above this opening high that showed the wicks. So that was my bias for ES at the beginning. I didn't have any short play because I didn't have anything that coincided with VIX to go short yet, unless ES came. I mean, for ES to go short, unless ES went below this here, which is from the pre-market that I had. And then as I was trading and continuing, I noticed that we had this level here, these level here from Heikin-Ashi. So I started adding them just see how price would react. I didn't really have much of anything, not even on the 5 minute did these Heikin-Ashis really changed much. I think they kind of stayed the same. Yeah, so it was very unclear with what price might do, right? So I didn't have anything on this side to say that this is the bars, that this is the area that we need to stay at. Um, and then this 50% is basically the move of this candle. So I took one long really, and then the other ones were just mistakes because I was gonna enter the trade again to go long, but I realized I was still in my long position and I didn't know that. So my first desired time to get into the trade long was at 9:34, and then I added this 9:41 trade after. So let's go to 9:34 on the charts. Let's turn this back into that. So this is 9:30. So I entered on this candle, and I wanted to enter a lot sooner. So I wanted to enter a lot sooner. Let's go this way. Do that. So we'll ignore most of this as much as we can. So this was it. So we came down through this level, and then I saw this large candle pushing up. Now I wanted to enter before this candle closed, and then I entered basically somewhere around. I entered at 95.5. So I entered 95.5 right around here. This is where I entered, and my goal was this. After I entered, and my stop loss was at this here. So we dipped down and came up, so my stop loss was here. So when price came back down to this level, I added more to the trade at 95.25. So right around here, I added another leg. Price started to push up, but then we hit VWAP and it took me out. I so happened to have, I thought I was fully out to two ES contracts. So let's do the quick math on the ES contract. So let's say 5495.5 plus 5495.25 divided by 2, right? So 5495.37, 5495.30, let's call it 38. So 5495.38 minus 5493, right? And that would have been 2 ES contracts. So 2.38 times 2, that's 476 times 50 each, right? And that's what I was willing to risk, the 200. All right, so I'd have been down 200 bucks. I got ended up closing only one, or we'll say 250 just to round it off, 250. But the second contract didn't close; it stayed open, and it ended up adding this one. So somehow it closed and added a contract. I have no idea what happened. You can see 48. That one closed and this one opened at the same time. So I was still in two ES contracts. Now I'm in two ES contracts with these levels, and I'm thinking I'm fully out of the trade, and price kept dropping. Right, price did this, and I thought maybe we were gonna get a reversal back down. So let's see how much in the red I was, and because typically I usually just exit the whole trade by hitting the exit button, but I had just I didn't have my um, bracket orders in, so I manually placed them in. So I must have made a mistake somewhere manually placing them in. So let's calculate how much I'm in this trade for 54.95.25 plus 54.93 and divide that by 2. So I'm in at 54.94.13. 54.94.13. So 54.94.13 and minus however much this is. Alright, so let's find 54.94.13. 54.94.13 is about here. So I'm down 4.39 on this contract. Alright, so 4.39. 4.39 times 4.39 times 2 times 50. So I was at one point down 400, another 439, and I didn't know. And price could have kept going. So from here, right? So imagine it went down to this at 18. 18.4 times 2 times 50. I would have been down that minus plus the 125, and then plus commission. But I would have been probably stopped out right here way before that, because I think my max loss limit is 1,000. So right around here I would have been stopped out. So I was maybe 4 or 5 points, because this would be, what is this? This would be like the halfway point, right? This looks like a 10. Just eyeballing it. Spot 8. So this is about close to the halfway point. Yeah, so I was halfway there to be in to have my max limit lost, right? So it would have been easier for me to just hit the exit button like I usually do to make sure that I'm fully out, versus me thinking that I was still out. So but thankfully that didn't happen. So I'm just gonna have to be more cautious and more aware of that. So back to the trade itself, and which I mean that's important. I can't just ignore the fact that I didn't manage that correctly because I basically mismanaged my account. So back to the trade. So after I got stopped out with this, I started to want to look for an entry because I saw that NQ pushed all the way up. Right after moving down, it pushed all the way up, and I said, "Well, it looks like buyers really are defending these levels." And ES did the same thing, and Q did that. VIX is still below this level, so I started to look for another entry right around here, and that's when I realized I still had two ES contracts on. So I said, I'm just going to let this one work itself out. So let me pull up my pictures. This is the full screenshot of it. This is where I got stopped out at, and this is where I wanted to enter. We pushed up. This is not where I wanted to enter. We pushed up, and we came back. I think we retested. I was still not interested yet, was I? No. Entry, exit. Okay, still looking for. Trying to make sense of this 1 minute thing. All right, so this is the one I was in at, and I added here. This is why I added the second trade for the first time. We pushed up and we hit VWAP. I wish I had VWAP here because I was gonna move my stop loss a little closer. We hit VWAP and reversed, and I was stopped out of that trade. Price really dug deeper into that level, and then we caught a bid which caught my interest, and I wanted to enter down here, right? Like I was saying, I wanted to enter down at the bottom, like right around here. So I stayed in the trade. I took my first exit here, and I managed it the same way I would have managed it. This is what they had me in at. So I just placed my stop loss where I would have placed them, and then let the price go. I was looking to get out at 5506. We pushed up, and we started chopping around here, and Q was not moving above this line here. It kept getting pushed down, never closed any candles on the 5 minute. So I took my first exit here, and then I had wanted to move my stop loss here, which I did, and I ended up getting stopped here. So that was it. So I basically got a 2-1, risking actually a 1.5, risking 4 here on this one because I made a full 2-1, but then I gave back some profits, so 1.5 as per this, and then price. And then I basically walked away because I just was feeling a little bit out of it. Eventually, what I did notice was that on the 30-minute, here it is, we had this inverted candle, and I was interested in it, but I was still feeling out of it. I said I'm not going to force it, but I put up a mock entry, which was this here. So I said, well, if that's the case, I would have entered when price broke a channel, which it broke this one, and I would have entered around here on the 1 minute. If I can find it right here, breaking this to price, put my stop loss here, so about a 4-point risk. Price hit my 5505 level finally, and then after that it demolished that level, kept going, and I just walked away from the charts from there. But the inverted hammer candle here was definitely my go-to idea up the trade. Yes, we went way higher than that. So this here pushed up, broke, came back, held, broke, came down to the ADR, held, and pushed up higher again. So This is 31 points. This pullback itself 17 points, and I only got like 6 points from out of this, which sucks. I got about maybe 3 to 6 points out of this trade. Um, and I was looking for this move back to here. I just could not catch it. But the second time here, or the third time, would have been it. And I saw this candle and it looked good. It was looking inviting, but we kept fighting this level and NQ wasn't moving. And I basically just said I'm just gonna walk away from the charts and clear my head. And but you know, for next time, I can work on staying more focused, I would say, and work on that. But because that would have been a nice trade with this here, this selling, and this, because VIX finally found its footing to go down, would have been a very good trade. Just it would have been a more of a consistent trade that just went in my favor. I feel like I'm rambling on right here, rambling on. Um, so that's this candle here. Is that this pullback, nice pullback on the 1 minute, and then back up. Did we hit any volume is a question. I guess this, not really much. Didn't really hit much. On the open, we hit this 2 volume bars that were here. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The idea of the day, looking for longs based off of VIX, based off what I back tested. Right now, we're way up here with VIX, so I have no clue what's gonna come of tomorrow. So this is gonna be an interesting day. Very interesting day. So we'll see. All right, so that's it for me today, and I'll clear my charts to prepare for tomorrow. I'll probably just prepare tomorrow, but I'll clear my charts.